This is it. The last one of these movies, and I'll be done with this series forever. It's time to review The Crawlers. The Crawlers.
Now some of you are probably thinking, hey, wait a second, I thought this was supposed to be the Troll 3 review.
Well, it is, but this movie's been released under many names. It's been called Troll 3, it's been called The Crawlers, it's been called Contamination .7, it's been called Creepers, and it's been called Troll 3, Contamination .7.
5 names for one terrible, terrible movie. I can only assume it got a name change every time it was shown just to, prevent any kind of word of mouth saving anyone from seeing it. And this movie is even further removed from having anything to do with trolls, as this time it's about a plant or something.
Oh, and here's a Phelous fun fact for you from Wikipedia. Apparently, the early version of the script for this movie was made with the original cast in mind. Now, considering the cast from Troll 1 I'm sure is way too smart to get involved with something to this degree, it must have meant these people! Well, don't worry, this movie will find its own ways to be mind-bogglingly stupid without them. Cue the stupid music!
To introduce us to our main character, Susan, riding on the bus. She starts up a pointless conversation with someone else named Josie, who apparently lives around these parts. The bus makes a stop and Susan is the only one who gets off and goes in this store, but apparently it was just a personal pit stop for the driver and he runs right back into the bus and drives off. Without apparently having notified anyone on the bus that he'd only be stopping for less than a minute, or checking with anyone to see if anyone dared to think that this was an actual stop.
When's the next bus?
Thursday.
What?
And then we get introduced to the best actor in this whole movie.
Well, his name is Chester, but I call him Wolfie, because he's always chasing girls.
Have we ever said this show is going to the dogs? About 1,000,000 times!
And he doesn't directly look into the camera, like some people.
Excuse me, sir. Could you give me a ride to Lambertsville?
Sure. I'll give you a ride to Lambertsville. Hop in.
Oh boy, I think we know where this is going. Yet, of course, Susan gets in anyway.
Hey, get off, jerk.
Oh, I like that.
You'd think she might like to get out of there after that.
Oh, looks like they are pulling over.
Get off me!
I'm gonna stick it to you!
Oh, of course he gets to rape you in exchange for a drive. Didn't he mention that before? She's supposed to have kneed him in the crotch there, but it sure doesn't look like it.
She shouldn't have done that!
Doesn't she know what I'm trying to do? Oh wait, maybe she does know what I'm trying to do and that's why she did that! Well, sort of did that.
Hey, come on out now! I'm gonna leave you here!
Is that supposed to be a threat? I think she'd like it if you took off, you jackass!
So Pedo drives off and Susan starts getting followed by this low-angle camera shot.
Well, I think she's supposed to be getting followed by it, but she seems to disappear during a lot of these shots.
I think she's getting disoriented from the camera spinning, to the point of passing out.
Actually, she's supposedly dead now.
And cue the credits.
Well, that's a pretty dumb movie, huh? But at least it was short and I didn't die this time, so until the next review.
Alright, I was lying. The main character's really Josie from the bus. Josie has come back home since high school, apparently, and has brought her kid brother.
A box that can instantly disappear! Wow, that is pretty cool!
Well, as cool as that disappearing box is, they don't seem to really care about that as much as they care about the toy carnivorous plant inside.
Oh, I think this might be some symbolism.
Seen a lot of Matt lately. He's practically been camping here since he heard you were coming home.
Last time I saw you, you were 16. We were engaged.
Yeah.
It was true love. So Josie apparently moved away while she was 16, breaking off this little engagement they had, hasn't talked to Matt for at least 4 to 5 years, and not only has he not moved on, but he stalks her parents' house just on the mention that she might be coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Now we meet Dr. Taylor and...
Dr. Kruger.
Well, since we can't make a horror film, let's at least throw in names from horror films, huh?
And Kruger gives a performance certainly worthy of his namesake.
And I want you to get to the bottom of this problem immediately.
I suggest that
Thank
we...
you, Dr. Taylor. You may go now. From now on, Dr. Pritzy...
Wait, Dr. Prissy? Seriously?
One more thing, Dr. Taylor. It is absolutely forbidden to even possess any alcoholic beverages on the premises of the plant. You may go now. Thanks.
Oh, he can really go this time. Poor Dr. Taylor, so distraught over getting caught drinking at work, now takes comfort in the local hooker. However...
Happens to lots of guys, even sober.
Josie then gets bored to death by her brother.
I call this a banana leaf.
Fatality.
Chester then goes to bark at the cameraman crawling around in the grass. He starts digging and some sound effects kick in, and this is just so stupid that it supposedly kills him.
Oh, sure, give the best actor only 2 scenes because we need more time to focus on stuff like this. Does the tension ever lighten up in this movie? Are they gonna get back together? Wait.
Uh-oh, the low-angle camera! Apparently Matt was just crawling around like a snake. They notice poor Susan's been cameraed to death and go tell the sheriff.
I think you 2 kids went up into the woods, snorted something that you brought back from the big city.
That's quite the conclusion to jump to.
There's no hurry. If you really saw a corpse, it's not going anywhere.
It's just a mysterious death. We have a lot more important things to get to.
What was the purpose of this trip to the woods?
Somebody moved it.
Or, maybe it moseyed down to the soda shop for a spot of Coke, eh, kids? Ah, you kids, you get my goat. I remember you from high school, both of you. Troublemakers.
Damn you kids and your school going. Why can't you be a delinquent like I was?
When the sheriff called me saying somebody found that body, I thought it was safer to have it brought in here.
Oh, so apparently these plant workers are actually evil and the sheriff is in on it. I guess that's why he wouldn't believe them. What an amazingly terrible way to reveal this.
They just casually mention it in their dialogue. It makes sense to set the plant workers up as bad early on, but the sheriff, you think that could have used a more dramatic reveal or something?
You can count on me, Kruger, and you know it.
My bad acting will make yours look a bit better. Dr. Taylor tries to tell Kruger that apparently the trucks hauling radioactive material haven't been arriving to where they should be, and Kruger tells him...
You may go now.
Well, just like in Troll 2, the bad guys can't hide the fact that they are the bad guys one little bit.
I'm in mourning, Sheriff.
What'd you lose, old fella? Your teeth?
Oh, would this guy just die already? He spouts the worst dialogue and he apparently can't dub his lines worth a damn.
Did a girl come by here? Young, blonde hair?
Wait, blonde hair?
Real short shorts?
What? No, they can't mean her. Where are they getting that from? Apparently, Matt must have been looking at the VHS cover art.
My guess is they had intended for a blonde to play Susan originally, but when that didn't happen, they were too lazy to change the line to fit their stupid little movie.
Her name was Susan, and she was on her way to Seattle to meet her boyfriend. Now do you believe this, Sheriff?
And I was too big of a bitch to mention to the driver that she hadn't got back on the bus when we pulled away from here.
The sheriff is an asshole.
Oh, for God's sake, drop it, Matt. Who cares anyway? There's nothing we can do about it. She's dead. Shit, I even got poison ivy.
Oh, poor you, Poison Ivy. I sure hope Susan's ghost can come and console you on your rash.
Yup, so they've managed to pretty much destroy the character of Josie with just these couple lines.
Maybe you prefer rolling around in the poison ivy with one of your sophisticated city boyfriends.
Oh yes, someone died, but let's have relationship issues.
Not exactly sure where this came from, as the movie didn't really give any accurate build-up for it. Oh, and the camera gets the old guy, and then we return to...
Subject is not cooperating.
Just shut up and step on it.
Wow, that's amazing. They are this far into the chase and just realizing now that Dr. Taylor isn't cooperating.
Meanwhile, we see Hooker Girl is striking out with old men.
You want to buy me?
No.
But she's able to entice Matt. And back to the chase, and we see that it's been going on all day.
You ever hunted possum?
I guess Dr. Taylor's actually a possum?
Wait, what is this? A plant? I thought a camera was killing everyone. Wow, and we actually see the plant kill these two agents. Agents of what? I don't know. If they worked for Kruger, that might make some sense, but he never mentions them. Okay, I guess they're agents of terribly silly screams. And Matt apparently couldn't get up with Hooker Girl either. I guess she just turns everyone off. I think she better try a new profession.
There's been a nuclear accident. We're all in danger. We've got to evacuate the town.
We'll just evacuate the entire country before you can say Jack Robinson.
Oh, those silly nuclear accidents. Oh no, the sheriff is back. Oh wait, they already spoiled that, didn't they?
Your man's here.
Now the important thing is that he doesn't talk to anyone.
Don't worry. Billy's a good kid. I trust him.
Who the hell is Billy, and what does trusting him have to do with anything anyway?
I just want to see my grandpa's body and sign the autopsy order.
So this is Brian, the grandson of the old corner store guy. They tell him they buried his grandfather immediately, he can't see the body, and...
You're free to go.
Wow, geez, thanks, Sheriff.
We got ourselves some nosy jerk.
You mean you?
I did some checking. You know what the son of a bitch does? He's an investigative reporter.
They're eating her, and then they're going to eat me.
Oh, Christ.
Kruger, I've just been informed we're being outacted by Troll 2.
I'll be right there.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, it isn't.
So the gang finds out about the radioactivity, so they dig up the old storekeeper to find he's been turned to stone.
Or they never really buried the body, one or the other, who cares?
Oh, and the deputy dies. I don't think he said a word in the whole movie, so... But the sheriff catches the gang trying to dig up Chester.
Looks like a family reunion.
Guess I missed the joke there.
Oh, well, at least this is funny. Oh, I think it's a little more funny than they had intended. Oh boy. That mask is just terrible. Look at the other eye on it. I can't imagine anything much worse. They'd have to use like paper or something. Josie goes back to get her family, but her brother goes and looks for something much more important.
I'm looking for my space shooter. We don't need it.
What do you mean? The sound effects from my toy will surely be helpful. Come on, the kid clearly isn't 2, and earlier they had him talking about radiation. He shouldn't even be able to be that stupid. Matt's grandmother gets killed, but Matt and his dad don't care and they just take off. Brian then has some hilarious mishaps with trying to warn people. First he gets shot at. Then...
Go away or I'll shoot you.
Somebody should warn the people.
Don't look at me.
They conveniently find Taylor on the side of the road, and we finally find out why the waste has been getting dumped in the forest instead of the disposal site.
When $2 million is involved, there is no why.
So this whole thing was just a cost-cutting measure for them to embezzle money? Well, I sure hope they hit it well. I mean, it's just a little nuclear waste. Who's gonna miss that?
I've had enough of you. You're fired.
Fired? Oh, this is the worst day ever.
You better tell us where the waste site is before it's too late.
You might as well cooperate.
You want me to cooperate?
I'm into acting overdrive.
You can kill us, but you're never gonna get away with it.
They're never going to get me.
So that was his big plan? To cut all these corners, embezzle money from the plant, and then when confronted about it, laugh maniacally and then shoot himself. Why he wouldn't point the gun at them and try to run away with his money, I don't know. And why he wouldn't just help them if all he's planning to do is shoot himself, I don't know that either. In fact, telling them where the dump site is would give them something to do while he tried to run away with his money. I guess I just don't understand the genius of Kruger.
Listen, maybe we can call the Environmental Protection Agency.
They tell Brian getting help is a bad idea, so oddly enough, he leaves.
Geek. If only somebody would come and help us.
What? You just told Brian that?
They are coming.
Alright, isn't this convenient again? The whole town has apparently decided to stop threatening to shoot each other and come to help kill the radioactive plants with shovels. So they go up in a helicopter and find that the dump site is right in the open with the barrels just sitting on top of mud.
Are you serious? That's the dump site? How could people not find that? You might as well just have a big sign saying Kruger's secret dumping ground.
Taylor decides walking into the radiation is a good idea.
Oh, God! Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no!
And he decides just to fly away on Dr. Taylor, but...
And I guess what we didn't know is that he was carrying a ton of explosives in the helicopter.
Matt finds out his dad's died, but no time to grieve as it's time for everyone to start digging up these radioactive barrels. But don't worry, the town has absolutely nothing on to protect them from the radiation. Well, at least they have each other to protect them if the plants attack, right? Guys, you gonna help them?
There's too many of them.
Guess not. And just when they've all given up because digging is just too hard, it's Brian, the only character who has some sense.
Remember when you said we had to do it ourselves? I finally realized I am one of you.
Okay, he lost the sense with that line. His words don't match his actions at all. I mean, unless do it yourself means go get some capable help.
However, then the radiation mutates the bulldozers into toys.
Are they serious? They actually want you to buy those shots? I can't even fathom why they put those in there. They have real bulldozers, and then to suddenly cut to some toys? Do they actually think that's gonna fool anyone? I mean, besides kids who would run to get a toy laser gun to fight radioactive plants?
So anyway, the bulldozers push the barrels away and the day is saved. For some reason, I don't know how just pushing the barrels away destroyed all the mutant roots, but whatever. Suddenly, we jarringly cut to 2 years later. Josie is pregnant and is talking to Brian on the phone when...
The only thing that's possibly worse than this movie is the game based on it. Let's take a look.
The gameplay mostly consists of avoiding roots and collecting the toxic barrels. And sadly enough, the cutscenes are pretty accurate to the movie's story. Sometimes a little too accurate.
So there you have it, Troll 3. It didn't even have troll-like creatures this time. But at least it did follow in Troll 2's steps of having most of the action take place on a nice, bright, sunny day. You know, that's always terrifying, right? But I gotta say, it probably was the perfect film to wrap up the most greatest, nonsensical, unrelated trilogy of all time. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must go dispose of this mutant abomination of a... whatever this is.
The world of someone's nightmarish delusions come to life.
Time to be rid of you. Be gone! What? What are you doing? Oh no! It's coming through my head! Real! I'm saved! Wait a second. Aren't those... Prepare for extermination! And how do you prepare for that?
So I re-edited this review with footage from the Blu-ray, mostly because I was amazed that this movie now has a Blu-ray release. Thanks, Shout Factory. You spoil me.
you